Hello and welcome to video number 2 in the content marketing series for the Revenue Mastery Intensive. My name is Rajiv Talreja and I am the author of the international bestseller book Lead or Bleed. In the previous video, we spoke about what is content marketing, where we defined it as generating content that is interesting to your customer, which adds value to your customer in a manner where they consume it and creates visibility for your business. Now, we also spoke about the 3 elements of content marketing where we looked at collaterals, and then today we are going to be talking about content, and in the next video I'm going to be talking about the various channels you could use to reach your content to your target customer. Now, when we looked at the types of collaterals, we looked at 4 primary collaterals that any business requires. We looked at having a website, a blog site, creating a fact file, and to create a company profile or a catalog or a brochure, whichever is relevant to your business. In today's video, we're going to deep dive into looking at what are the types of content that you can generate which can be interesting to your customer and can add value to them. So are you excited to get started with exploring the different types of content that you could generate? If you are, turn to the person next to you, give them a high five and say, I'm excited. Come on, do that. Fundamentally, there are 5 types of content that any business can generate to engage their customer. So I would like you to make notes in this section as I run you through these 5 types of content. The first type of content is called content for education. The idea behind content for education is to create content where you're teaching your customer and showcasing your expertise. Now, this directly adds value to your customer and establishes you as an expert. Now, what comes under content for education is writing blog articles or creating videos, which are also called as vlogs. So we are going to be looking at the skills required to write effective blogs and creating effective vlogs as we go further in this video. The second type of content is called content for credibility. The idea behind generating content for credibility is to showcase your work to your customers, where they can see a track record of results you have created for your customers and which satisfies their need to know whether they are working with the right partner or you are the right person for that job. Now, what comes under content for credibility is creating testimonials from your customers or generating case studies where you're telling the story of how you created an impact on your customer. So testimonials and case studies is what comes under content for credibility. The third type of content is called content for visibility. The idea behind content for visibility is to act as a reminder to your customer and showcase your brand to them consistently so they remember you exist. Now, how do you do this? You do this by creating effective posters. The idea behind creating effective posters is to use that as a remembrance mechanism where you give out some content on a poster which is interesting or fun or breaks certain myths and misconceptions of your customer. We will also explore this further in this video. The fourth kind of content is called content for engagement. The idea behind content for engagement is to get your customer to interact with you. How do you do that? By floating out contests, by putting out quizzes that your customer can participate in, or by putting out some trivia which would intrigue your customer and push that to engage with you. So that is the fourth type, which is content for engagement. Then comes the fifth type of content that any business could generate, which is called content for sales. Now, I know this one's the most exciting one by its name, and it may not be relevant to all your businesses. So I want you to hold your horses as we explore in this video what's relevant and what's not relevant for you. But what comes under content for sales? Fundamentally, what comes under content for sales is creating content where you're letting the public know, your audience know about coupons, offers, discounts or sales that you can give them that will add value to them and make them take action to buy. So we're looking at 5 types of content and we're going to go deeper in this video into each type of this content and equip you with the skills to create this content and also showcase to you some success stories of some of our other members who've implemented this in their business and what impact it has had on their business. So are you excited to explore the 5 types of content that I just mentioned to you? If yes, turn to the person next to you one more time, give them a high five and say, I am excited. Thank you. The first type of content is called content for education. Now, what I mean by content for education is to generate content where you're adding value to your customer by educating them, by giving them knowledge that showcases your expertise and establishes you as an expert. Now, what comes under content for education is for you to write blog articles which can add value to your customer, or for you to create videos which are also called as video blogs or vlogs in today's terminology, where you are engaging your customer through those videos and imparting knowledge that they are interested in. Remember, the key word here is that they need to be interested in it and it needs to add value to them. The thumb rule for content creation is this: the content you generate has to be interesting. The content should not be about your products and services where you're busy selling to your customer. So I want you to write this word down: interesting, not selling. Now, this is a thumb rule that you must follow in content marketing. Remember, the customer is not interested in your products and services. They don't want a brochure where you're shoving your products and services down their throat. They want content that interests them. And fundamentally, for you to create that interest, you either create content which educates the customer, or which engages the customer and makes them want to participate, or which makes the customer have fun, where they enjoy it with a little bit of humor. So I want you to understand this. Marketing is not about selling. Marketing is not even about your product or services. Marketing is about the needs, desires, and problems of your customer. So as long as the content is around the needs of the customer, the desires of what the customer would love to have, and solving the problems of the customer is willing to consume that content. But if you start selling in content marketing, your customer just swipes up and wants to move forward. They are not interested in your products or services. The sooner you understand this, the better it is for you. So please remember, the key is to create content which is interesting. Either you educate them, engage them, or make them have fun. And that's when your content marketing will work for you. Now, to be able to do this, we're going to look at the first type of content, which is content for education, where how you can learn how to write blogs effectively and create videos that can go viral without you spending money on any kind of paid boosting or paid advertisement. So are you excited to learn how you can write effective blogs and create effective vlogs? If you are, turn to the person next to you, give them a high five and say, I am excited. Thank you. In the previous video of content marketing, where we spoke about the collaterals of content marketing, we spoke about having a blog site. So in this video, I'm not going to go back into showing you why you need to be blogging. I've already given you stories and success case studies of some of our members who have used a blog site to take their business to a whole new level. In this video, I'm going to give you the skills of how to write an effective blog. But before I go into the skills of how to write an effective blog, I also need to show you why video logging or video blogging is the next big thing. So for that, I want to share with you a few case studies and success stories of some of our members on how they've used videos to take their message and their brand to a whole new level. So are you ready to see some exciting success stories which will open a new world of possibilities for you on how you could use video marketing to take your business to a whole new level? If you are, turn to the person next to you, give them a high five one more time and say, I can't wait to know this. Brilliant. Now, here is Kushal. Kushal runs a technology company which has a product for customer relationship management. Largely, Kushal helps large enterprise clients to measure their service score and how happy their customer is with the service experience the organization is providing. Kushal's business sounds like serious business. Technology, customer experience, enterprise clients. Now this sounds a little heavy. Let me show you how Kushal used video blogging or vlogging to take his brand to a whole new level. If you remember, a couple of years ago, there was an incident that went pretty viral on the internet, where there was news where United Airlines actually assaulted a customer, and the security personnel of United Airlines dragged this customer out of the aircraft with a bleeding nose just because they wanted him to keep a seat vacant for their staff to fly through that flight to another location. Now, this incident got United Airlines a lot of flack from all over the world on customer service. Now, Kushal used this opportunity to send his message and position his brand on how they add value to their customers, on teaching them how important managing customer service and customer experience is. So what did Kushal do? Kushal went online and did a 3-minute video on how United Airlines has made a disastrous decision by assaulting a customer, and just by doing that, they actually costed themselves $1.3 billion on the stock market with their stock crashing. Now, Kushal spoke about how important it is to be able to manage customer experience, and especially in today's digital world, how a company or a brand cannot violate a customer's experience because everybody is watching and anything can go viral. Now, this video, while Kushal did it, it was a trending topic. So the video picked up amazing traction. And as a result of this video, here are the statistics of what happened with Kushal's business. So Kushal received 15,000 impressions on this video, with more than 4,000 people watching the video. Now this led to 3,000 people actually clicking on the video link and visiting Kushal's website. From a visibility point of view, this video was a game changer for Kushal. Now what this further led to is 34 signups on the online courseware that Kushal provides as a lead magnet on his website. And this courseware actually had enterprise clients who would eventually hire Kushal as a consultant, actually signing up for this service excellence courseware. Now think about it. One video, 34 leads generated. Isn't that awesome? Now apart from that, this further went on to Kushal's company's product, which is Omoto, becoming the primary product, and a new high-value product got created of service consulting. Because now brands started looking at Kushal as a subject matter expert and actually invited him not just for the sake of buying his product, but hiring him as a consultant to work with their organization on setting up a customer service experience. Now this became a big game changer and took the ticket price of Kushal's business from 75,000 to 7.5 million rupees. Isn't that a phenomenal jump? From here, Kushal went on to bag Saint-Gobain, which is a Fortune 500 company, just by the virtue of video marketing as a first high-value client. Think about it. From a local Indian product company to get your product adopted globally by a Fortune 500 company was a game changer for Kushal and his business. That's the power of video marketing. Next up, I want all of you to say hi to Rupa Ambekar. Rupa is an entrepreneur who runs a salon and spa business. And I want you to see in this story how just video marketing has made Rupa from just another salon and spa owner to a celebrity in her industry. Now, Rupa did a video in the month of the Holi festival in India. Now, the Holi festival in India, for my international audience watching this video, is a festival of colors where we spray and sprinkle colors on each other as a way of celebration and as a way of joy during this festival season. Now, during this season, there's a big problem most people have. When they play with these colors and apply these colors on each other, and some of the colors get to the head of people, then the scalp of people dries up and it actually damages their hair. Now, Rupa, being a salon and spa owner, understood that with the Holi festival coming, this was a need, desire and a problem of her customer, and she did a quick video on hair color, and along with talking about taking care of their hair during the Holi festival, she also spoke about getting hair color done at salons and spas this Holi festival to go with the festive theme of being colorful. Now, I want you to see the impact of just this one video. She put out a post which read, Celebrate a different kind of Holi this season. Color your hair vibrant without damage. Here I am with Team Uber at the Schwarzkopf Technical Center playing with Colorworks and Fiberplex. So she kind of seeded some of her products and took the theme of Holi and played it well on this 3-minute video that she created. Now if you watch the screen closely, you see that the video received 4,298 views. Now I want you to take a moment and reflect, is there any other form of marketing that you know of which can give you a reach to 4,298 people without spending any money? Rupa spent no money. All she did was invested 3 minutes of her time to create this video live as she was in action, and that created a visibility of 4,298 views. Now along with that, as you can see, there are more than 180 likes and 22 people shared this video. Rupa truly hijacked the Holi festival with her hair color, and as an impact of that, there was an increase in daily sales of hair color in her salon by 30%. Now I want you to see, this has resulted in tangible business results for her. One video going viral, getting a reach of 4,298 people, and 30% increase in sales of hair color services for her salon. Not just that, as a result of this video, Rupa got invited by the Professional Beauty Seminar as a speaker to address 600 beauticians and salon entrepreneurs. Now let me let you in on a little secret. Rupa actually had registered for this seminar to attend it like a participant. Now because of her video going viral, the organizers of this seminar actually saw what Rupa spoke about and were highly impressed and invited her as a speaker. And look at this picture where you can see Rupa addressing 600 salon and spa entrepreneurs and beauticians, and think about what that did to her brand persona. People walked up to her at the end of her talk and took selfies along with her, almost as though making her a micro celebrity in her industry. The magic did not stop there. This was just the beginning. From being a speaker at the seminar, Rupa got selected to be on the 4-member jury panel for India's Skills Competition for Hairdressing and Beauty Therapy. Think about it, from being a participant in the industry to actually getting selected as a jury member for a national level skills competition. Now Rupa doesn't stop making videos. If you actually see the snapshot here from her Facebook page, she's done a video about her getting selected and being on the jury panel of India Skills Competition for Hairdressing and Beauty Therapy. Now due to this, Rupa started being considered as a national level expert in her field. All of this led to Rupa receiving funding for setting up 10 salon and spa centers across her hometown of Bangalore city. Now I want you to start understanding the power of what I'm sharing with you. It all started with video marketing. One video on hair color got her on a stage to speak and address 600 entrepreneurs. From there, she got selected at the National Skills Competition as a jury member, and she kept on doing videos consistently through this journey and started giving value to her audience. She did videos on skincare, how to take care of your hair, how to take care of your skin if it's dry. She took topics that were of everyday need for her target audience and showcased her expertise. And that consistency of video marketing made her stand out from any other salon and spa entrepreneur and positioned her as an expert, and eventually got her funding to expand her business. I want you to tell the person sitting next to you, this sounds fascinating. It is. That's the power of creating videos that add value to people. I want you to think about it. How many of your competitors are actually being proactive on social media today and giving value to your target customer? And how you can move ahead of your competition just by the virtue of understanding and learning the skills that I'm going to teach you a little later in this video on how to create powerful videos which can engage your customer, go viral, and position you as an expert. So, if you're excited, I want you to take that excitement to a whole new level, because I'm going to be sharing with you another case study. Now everybody say hi to Vikas. Vikas Brahmawar is the founder of Transwater Systems, which provides water recycling plants and sewage treatment plants to large infrastructures such as apartment complexes, shopping malls, hospitals, hotels, and large commercial complexes. Now, Vikas's target customer typically in these infrastructures was the infrastructure manager or the facility manager or the owner of this infrastructure. Now, when Vikas would approach these people with his services of water recycling or sewage treatment, typically the target customer would perceive Vikas just as a vendor and would not give them that amount of due respect that anybody would desire for in a sales interaction. Now, Vikas wanted to position himself as an expert, and here's how he used video marketing to actually become a micro celebrity in his business. Now, let me narrate a small incident that happened in Vikas's life. Vikas's hometown, which is the city of Bangalore, once went into a complete shutdown with political organizations calling for a complete closure because of a water dispute with a neighboring state in the country of India. Now, the Supreme Court of India actually gave instructions to Vikas's hometown to allow the reservoir water to be passed on to the neighboring state. Now, this didn't go down well with the local political outfits, and they called for a complete shutdown where no businesses, no schools, no colleges or no offices would function. Everybody was at home. Now, Vikas used this day as an opportunity to actually talk about the problem of water scarcity and how water recycling is a solution. Vikas did not position his product or services. He just spoke about what are the solutions and steps anybody could take. Now, the river that was under dispute was called the Kaveri River. So, Vikas did this video which was called Kaveri River Crisis. Let's talk about the solution. And he got in front of the camera and he shot this video for about 2 minutes where he just spoke about how we as citizens and as political groups should stop being hypocrites and say that we care for the farmers of our state, while as a city we buy all the water and leave no water for our farmers. Instead, as a city, we should recycle the water in our apartment complexes or in our offices so that the river water is left for the farmers. Now, he used this news as a great topic of trend to do this video and actually added value. Now, a lot of rational people resonated with the video and the video went viral. So, as you can see, Vikas has used the hashtag Kaveri issue solution and says, let's clear the long pulling issue. And just a 2-minute 37-second video went so viral that the local news channels started picking it up. And he got invited by the local media channels to talk about water recycling solutions. Now, here you can see a snapshot of a video that Vikas did along with a news channel called Udaya News. So, Vikas again here is talking about water treatment as a solution for the water scarcity problem. Now, this does not stop. Vikas got invited to the newsrooms of these news channels, and here was a picture he took at another newsroom called the Asianet Newsable, and he posts this on his social media as well. Now, Vikas, are you seeing, is now positioning himself as an expert who's getting called in by the local media to talk about the water scarcity issue and provide solutions like water recycling. In fact, here is another cutout of a newspaper article which one of the leading newspapers in his city wrote, talking about flats with sewage treatment plants use only 60% treated water. And in that article, in the second column, Vikas has been featured where he's been quoted as a water warrior. Now, I want you to imagine the impact of all this. Vikas takes these pictures, these snapshots of all his media featurings and makes it a part of his company profile and fact file. So when he sits in front of his potential customer, he no longer sits there as a vendor. He sits there as an authority figure who knows what he's talking about and has been called upon by the local media multiple number of times for his expertise. His tone of meeting changes and the way his customer sees him changes completely. Vikas today has a Facebook page where you can see he's consistently doing videos on the projects on site when he's setting up a new water treatment system, or any causes to do with water treatment. Like you can see these two videos where he's talking about, firstly, he's saying one step closer to our mission, industrial RO, reverse osmosis system for an educational institution in Mysore Road, Bangalore, treating borewell water to produce bottled water quality clean water. Water will be supplied to clean canteen and central kitchen and will cater to 4,500 students. So he's showing how saving water and recycling water is his mission, and how through his work he's being able to impact 4,500 students to get clean water. And he also goes on to thank in this message post, saying, "Thank you very much, Mr. Prakash, for giving us the opportunity to serve you. Thanks for being a part of our mission." He's also acknowledging his decision maker who falls in love with Vikas. And as you can see at the bottom left side, this video has got 849 views without any kind of paid boosting. On the right hand side, you see Vikas holding up a placard saying "Rally for Rivers." Now this was a huge movement initiated by a spiritual guru in India, which got Vikas massive reach, where he just tagged on to that initiative and did a video supporting that initiative, which got him 688 views. Now here are other examples where Vikas has gotten his friends to talk about his mission and how he's making such a huge difference to the environment by helping in recycling and saving water. So this video of his friend has gotten him 749 views. Another video on the right hand side which has got him 1,409 views. And here is Vikas in action with one of a senior government official who invited him for setting up a water recycling project in an entire town. So look at Vikas's status message. He says, "Hi, very happy to share that we were invited by the mayor of Chittoor to discuss on water recycling project. We had a good discussion and it's surprising to see government working so proactively on environment related issues. Thank you, Mr. Balasubramaniam, Commissioner Municipal Corporation Chittoor, for your time and your openness to welcome new technologies. Thank you, Mayor and the engineers Rahul and team, for focusing on saving water and helping the people of Chittoor." Now I want you to see this. Vikas has become like an online magnet when it comes to water recycling. And he constantly keeps on posting 2 videos a month. So here are some statistics. Vikas posts 2 videos a month on his Facebook page. He's totally got a collective number of views which has crossed 40,000 views without investing any money in paid boosting. On an average, he receives 2 inquiries from every video for new customers and 1 inquiry from an old customers. Now I want you to think of it. All it takes is 2 to 3 minutes for Vikas to do a video, and that is resulting in 3 leads generated and such a massive reach. Till date, Vikas has sent out proposals worth more than 75 million Indian rupees, and his ticket size per proposal has dramatically changed to 2.5 million per project. Now I want you to understand this. This has been a game changer for Vikas. And not just that his inquiries have increased, but even the way people position and perceive him has completely changed. In fact, Vikas got invited by a leading Bollywood film star by the name of Amir Khan, who has a foundation called as Pani Foundation to spread awareness and work in rural areas for water recycling. Today, Vikas is considered as an expert and as a celebrity in his field. Now I want you to think about it. Most people would discard video marketing in Vikas's business thinking it's a traditional business and how would this impact his business. But just by doing 2 videos a month, Vikas has changed the way people perceive him and transformed his business results forever. That is the story of Vikas. How many of you realize that just going out there and showcasing your expertise can change the way your audience looks at you and position you as an expert and take your reach to a whole new level, because video marketing is here to stay. Videos are here to stay. That is going to be the medium which people are going to be consuming maximum data through. So I want you to gear up yourself for getting into creating some engaging and interesting content and giving it out through videos which will make you go viral and make you a micro celebrity. Now before I take you into the skills of how do you create such powerful videos, I want to introduce to you another person who's turned himself into a micro celebrity. I want all of you to say hello to Senthil Kumar. Now, Senthil Kumar is a building contractor. He was a solo entrepreneur. Now, if you understand the business of a building contractor, he is someone who constructs homes for people. Now, typically, at least in the Indian local market where Senthil operates from, a building contractor does not even have an office. He works from home and he does not have work every single day. It depends based on him having a project. And most building contractors receive projects just through word of mouth. And if a building contractor does 2 or 3 homes in a year, that is like a big accomplishment for them. That is a great year for their business. Now, Senthil Kumar, being in such a traditional business which relies just on word of mouth marketing, where the business does not have any control to identify who would have a requirement for constructing a new home and therefore is so reactive and is waiting for a lead to come to them. Here's how Senthil Kumar used video marketing to become a micro celebrity in his industry and generate massive leads through just doing videos. Senthil has a YouTube channel of his own, which is youtube.com/honeybuilders. That's the name of his company, youtube.com/honeybuilders. Now, here are some statistics about Senthil Kumar's YouTube videos that have taken him to a whole new level. Senthil has posted 130 videos on his YouTube channel of Honey Builders. And here is the statistic. He has 14,416 subscribers to his YouTube channel, which is growing with every passing minute. Now, let me confess one thing. Even I do not have 14,416 subscribers on my YouTube channel. And when I saw these statistics of Senthil, I actually asked him, Senthil, teach me how did you get there? And here's what he told me. Rajiv, I've just created videos based on what you have taught me. Just that I have posted them on YouTube and you haven't posted enough videos on YouTube. Now that was a big lesson for me because I have been Facebook focused so far. 14,416 subscribers to a YouTube channel showcases that people love his content and they want to follow. They are subscribing to it. They want to come back and keep watching what he's posting. And that's the power of what Senthil has done. And collectively, his videos have received 932,000 views on YouTube alone. Now, this is phenomenal. I want you to think about it. 932,000 views. That showcases the power of video marketing and what a huge reach and following Senthil has created for himself. YouTube likes to measure the metrics of every YouTube channel based on the total amount of streamed time. How much time have people spent on that channel? How much time have people spent on watching videos of that channel? And Senthil's statistics, while I'm doing this video as on today, is 2.2 million minutes, which means people have invested 2.2 million minutes on watching Senthil do his videos, which is close to 4.2 years. Now, here is where the magic is. For a traditional business like building contracting, which typically relies on word of mouth for 1 or 2 or 3 inquiries to come in a year, Senthil through videos today generates 20 to 30 leads per day where he receives calls from people who have questions and who inquire on his services and on his expertise of being a building contractor. 20 to 30 leads in a day. This is mind-blowing stuff. And because Senthil started receiving such a huge inflow of leads, he created an easy-to-buy service which is called construction planning, where he would charge 25,000 rupees just to plan the project and construction for a person aspiring to build their own home. May not give Senthil the contracting, but just a planning service for which Senthil is using his expertise and monetizing it. And along with those planning services, Senthil also launched another easy-to-buy service called as construction consulting services, where if you have an existing building contractor, Senthil would just come visit the site, audit the site and give you feedback about what your building contractor needs to do differently to be able to give you your dream home. And he charges per visit an amount anywhere between 5,000 to 10,000 rupees. Now, are you seeing these 20 to 30 calls that Senthil is getting as an inquiry, as leads through just videos per day? He's able to monetize them through these easy to buy services, and while people look at him as an expert, most of them actually want him as their building contract. Now, this has changed the way Senthil does business forever. He is a micro celebrity, he is a YouTube star, and let me tell you some good news. He recently shared with me that YouTube has started paying him for posting videos. He just received his first check of $150 for posting videos. Now, this has also become a passive income stream for Senthil. Imagine getting paid for marketing yourself. Isn't that a phenomenal situation to be in? That was the story of Senthil Kumar for you. And I can keep telling you stories after stories after stories of entrepreneurs who've used videos to take their marketing, their message, and their reach to a whole new level. Here is an example of Satish Rao, who actually provides the services of salt room therapy, which means they have an exclusive technology where you can be in a salt room and heal any kind of asthmatic, respiratory or skin diseases. And he does a lot of videos where he gives out knowledge on why people should not over-medicate themselves with allopathy medicines and use alternate methods and sciences like salt room therapy healing. And he receives amazing traction just through his videos into his salt room therapy centers. Here is another example. Here's Sneha Chetan, who's in the business of teaching children, who's in the business of empowering children by helping them improve their personality and their confidence levels. And she does a lot of videos and receives a lot of traction online from parents who reach out to her for counseling, training and coaching their little children. She's using video marketing to get her message out, and people are consuming that information because that's a topic that is interesting to them. Here is another example, and this is my last one before I start teaching you the skills. Here is an example of Manish Gupta, who is in the business of buying and selling of second-hand cars. Now think about it, a business like buying and selling of second-hand cars, Manish still is able to create content through videos which is interesting to his customers. He does videos on what are the pitfalls that people could fall into while buying a second-hand car. He does videos on tips to take care of or things to check while buying a second-hand car. Now I want you to understand this. When Manish is putting out these kind of videos and people are watching them, isn't Manish establishing himself as an expert with integrity? Because he's giving his customers insights into the behind the scenes of the business and telling them how to be smart in buying their second-hand car or selling their second-hand car. Now, as a virtue of this, his customer looks at him as an expert and looks at him as a person with integrity, and they reach out to him when they want to buy a second-hand car or sell a second-hand car. Here is how different types of businesses have used video marketing to get their message out at no cost and reach out to a large mass of people and establish themselves as an expert. I want you to start seeing and thinking, what would imagine if you start putting out content through videos which is interesting and educates your customer? What will it do to you, your brand positioning, and to your business and to the lead generation activity of your business? This can be a game changer for some of you. Not for all of you, but definitely for some of you. So what we're going to do now is we're going to dive into the skills of creating effective video blogs and writing great blog articles. So I'm going to bring back written articles called blogs, and we're going to focus on video blogs which are called vlogs, and we're going to give you the skill set required to create content that is engaging, effective, interesting, and has the potential of making your business go viral. So are you ready to pick up the skills? If you are, turn to the person next to you, give them a high five and say, I am ready. Thank you. The first step to creating effective blogs or video blogs is to firstly figure out what to create the blog or the vlog on. Now most people get in touch with me and ask me, Rajiv, you know what? Video marketing works. I'm convinced, you've given me enough stories, but teach me, what do I create the blog on or the video blog on? So The first thing that I'm going to teach you is how to come up with the topics for a blog or a vlog. So are you ready to learn how to come up with the topic for a blog or a vlog? Now you could come up with the topic by answering the following questions. The first thing I would like you to do is list at least 20 pain areas of your target customer. I'm sure with your experience in business and all the interaction you've had with your customer, you can list out at least 20 problems that your customer faces in the context of your products or services. So 20 pain areas, that's your first step. Then I would like you to list 10 mistakes that the customers make while buying. Now you would have seen customers making a mistake while buying. Like a classic mistake a lot of customers make is they just look at the price. They don't understand the specifications of the service or the product. They just look at who's giving the lowest price and they end up buying. Now this could be a disastrous mistake that a customer may make. So in this way, I want you to think and brainstorm at least 10 mistakes that your customer makes while buying. That could also become a topic for writing a blog or shooting a video log. Then the third way of coming up with content topics is where I would like you to list at least 10 myths or misconceptions that your customer has about your products or services. So 10 myths or misconceptions is what I want you to list. Now I want you to start seeing, when you list 20 problems, 10 mistakes, 10 myths, you're actually creating topics. These are like 40 topics in your hand to write blog articles or to shoot video logs. So you are actually creating content around the needs, desires and problems of your customer. Now, you want more ways of coming up with content topics? Continue making a note. The fourth thing you can do is actually list 10 secrets which your customer would like to know but does not know about your products or services. Now this gives them a behind the scenes of your business, and customers like consuming information and content around behind the scenes. So say for example, when Senthil does videos about building construction, he actually gives them a behind the scenes on what are the things that the contractor could do to kind of cheat the customer and make more money. Now the customer is valuing that information and consuming that content and looking at Senthil as a credible person with integrity. So revealing secrets is a great way of actually attracting your customers and adding value to them. And I'm sure you can come up with at least 10 secrets that you could give your customer which will add value to them and not necessarily be a threat to your business. Another way of creating topics for content is to list 10 reasons that your customer gives you for not buying. Now I'm sure all of you have received reasons from your customer for why they are not buying. It could be price, it could be internal challenges that they are facing, it could be lack of clarity. So list 10 reasons that your customer gives for not buying, and you could make each reason a topic for writing a blog article or shooting a video log. So the skills for writing a blog or shooting a video log are the same. This is the way of coming up with content topics. We've looked at 20 problem areas, 10 mistakes the customer makes while buying, 10 myths and misconceptions that the customer has, 10 secrets that the customer would like to know, 10 reasons the customer gives you for not buying, and the last one could be you can list 10 reasons that actually stop the customer from buying. Now I'm not repeating what I said, I'm actually giving you another bucket to come up with content topics. The previous one was 10 reasons your customer gives you. The next one is 10 reasons that actually stop them, because sometimes the customer may not give you the real reason. Like, let me give you an example. In Vikas's business of water recycling systems, when he's talking to the committee or the association of an apartment complex which constitutes the different residents of that apartment complex, what typically happens is that they delay in decision making. They take their own sweet time after taking the proposal from Vikas. And when Vikas keeps on following up, the only response he gets from the person who is his point of contact is that the committee has still not made a decision, or we are taking some more time on it. Whereas the truth of the matter is that in most of these apartment associations, within their committee members' team, there's a lot of ego battles, there's a lot of conflict. which stops them from making a decision. So if Vikas was invited by one particular committee member, some of the other committee members would engage in ego conflicts and political battles and have this resolve that why should we give it to Vikas because he has come through a particular person. So these are the actual reasons which were stopping them from making the buying decision. Now Vikas understood this and he actually did a video saying that there are three types of apartment associations. One, which are ignorant, who don't know what are the latest technologies for water recycling. Second, that are indifferent, who know and understand what are the different solutions but don't make a decision because of their ego conflicts and battle. And third, who are intelligent, who learn what are the various new technologies available and make a quick decision so that the members of the apartment and the residents can benefit from those new technologies. Now Vikas did this video and actually at the end of the video asked his larger audience saying, which type of apartment association do you have? Is your apartment association ignorant and has no information? Is your apartment association indifferent where they're not making decisions and not implementing new technologies in your complex? Or is your apartment association intelligent and they're adopting new technologies and are making quick decisions? Now this content actually hit the nail exactly where it had to be hit and actually opened new doors for Vikas's business. So I want you to understand this, that you can create content out of the needs, desires and problems of the customer, and just by doing this exercise, using the template that we've given you of creating 20 problem areas, 10 mistakes, 10 myths and misconceptions, 10 secrets, 10 reasons the customer gives for not buying and 10 reasons that actually stop the customer from not buying, you actually have created content topics for a whole year. Think about it. There are 52 weeks in a year and here itself by just making this list, you have content for more than a year, more than 52 pieces of content will arise out of this. Now, how many of you just learned how to create interesting content topics? If you've learned that, give the person sitting next to you a high five and say, I know how to create content topics. Wonderful. And at the end of this video, I would like you to take this assignment first and work on this task to create your content repository where you know exactly what topics you need to do your blog writing on or your videos on. Now people also ask me this question, can I do a blog and a video on the same topic? And my answer is yes, because the content you write for the blog can complement the video beautifully. So feel free to write or transcribe whatever you are saying in the video. It's perfectly okay and your users are willing to consume the data in both ways, both in written and in video format. So with this, we've completed the first step of the skill of creating effective blogs and vlogs, which is to how to come up with a content topic. Now we move to the next part, which is actually writing of the article or creating of the video. So how many of you would like a structure to create blog articles and videos which are engaging and can go viral? If you'd like a structure like that, raise your hands. Wonderful. Now I'm going to break this structure down in a template, which is a step-by-step template that you could use to create powerful articles and videos. And the first step there is how you open your article or how you open your video. Now, how many of you watch videos on any social media channels? Say for example, how many of you watch videos on Facebook using your phone? Now, if you actually notice this, there's a human behavior that all of us have when we watch videos on our mobile phone. If we do not find the video interesting, we immediately swipe up so that we see the next video. Now, that's where the opening of your video is extremely critical. And in fact, I go on to say this, that all you have is 3 seconds to grab the attention of your audience. It's the first 3 seconds which actually decides whether the person is going to consume the content of that video or is going to swipe next. So you have only 3 seconds to grab their attention. And for you to grab the attention in an effective manner in 3 seconds, there are 4 different ways I'm going to be teaching you right now on how to open a video. So are you ready to learn the 4 ways to open a video? If you are, turn to the person next to you, give them a high five and say, I'm ready. Wonderful. Now make sure you make notes in this section. So the first way of opening a video is called the direct way. Write this down, direct way. Now what do I mean by the direct way? The direct way is where in the first 3 seconds you will directly tell the viewer what to expect from this video. Say for example, I am doing a video on 3 things that any entrepreneur should focus on to build a business which can grow without them. Let's just say that's the topic. So my way of starting the video would be something like this, where I would say, in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 3 things that you need to focus on to build a business which can grow without you. Now that's as simple and as direct as it can be. There's no complexity, there's no introducing myself, none of that. I'm directly getting to the point and telling the entrepreneur who's watching my video, saying, in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 3 things that you need to focus on to build a business which can grow without you. So this is called the direct way. The other way is called the question way. So the second way you can grab attention or open your video is called the question way. Okay, so write that down, question way. Now let's just say it's the same topic which I am going to be talking about in a video. 3 things to focus on to build a business which can grow without you. Now if I have to start that using a question, here's how I would do it. I would say, how many of you agree that the biggest challenge for entrepreneurs is that their business is totally dependent on them? Okay, so I would start with a question that is leading them to my topic, which they can relate to, where there's a problem statement that they can connect to. So if I'm saying, how many of you agree that the biggest challenge for entrepreneurs is that their business is totally dependent on them? I'm asking them a question, and the subconscious response that people are giving me while they're watching that video is, yes, I agree. So I'm starting with a question. This is my way of grabbing attention. So we've got the direct way and we've got the question way. Then comes the third way, which is called the shocking way. Okay, where you say something shocking as your first sentence in the first 3 seconds, which grabs people's attention. So let's just say I say something like, entrepreneurs are slaves. The truth is, getting a job is better than being an entrepreneur. Now that is something that is controversial. Imagine the video starts with, entrepreneurs are slaves. It pushes the person back and like, hey, wait a minute, what is he talking about? It grabs attention. So I've got them there. So the third way is called the shocking way, where you say something controversial that pulls the person and grabs their attention. The fourth way is the humor way. Humor always works, okay? And humor is a great way to grab someone's attention. So let's just say it's the same topic where I want to talk about building a business which can grow without the entrepreneur. I can use humor to start that off and say, do you know which is the worst job on the planet? Think about it. It's that of an entrepreneur, because the entrepreneur never pays himself. Okay. Now I want you to understand this. It's just the way I position my video using any of these 4 ways to open it, which is what grabs people's attention. So I've just taught you 4 ways of opening a video. First one is called the direct way. Second is called the question way, where I start with a question. Third is called the shocking way, where I say something controversial. And fourth is called the humor way, where I say something that makes people smile or laugh and gets their attention towards the video. Now these are 4 ways, and I'm going to divide these 4 ways into 2 parts. The direct way and the question way is simple and safe. So I want you to write these 2 words, simple and safe. The direct way and the question way is no controversy, no performance pressure. It's simple and it is safe for you to use. Whereas the shocking way and the humor way is high risk, high reward. If it works well, then you get a great reward of virality. If it does not work well, then you run into the risk of being trolled by people and being told off by people. So my recommendation for those of you watching this video is to initially use the simple and safe way. Open your videos with a direct statement of what to expect in the video, or with a question so that they can connect to what you're talking about in the video. Use the shocking and the humor way once you become a professional, once you become a pro and you have a huge following online who actually resonates with your message. So tell the person sitting next to you, in the beginning, be simple and safe. Does that make sense? Now here are other pointers that I'd like to highlight for you when you're doing these videos. Remember, you have only 3 seconds to grab people's attention, and now you have a template to be able to open that video without any hesitation or without being clueless about what to say. The worst thing that you can do in a video is start the video with your logo. I have seen far too many videos which start with a company logo being animated, bouncing, jumping, dancing with music which is building up. But the truth is, nobody is interested in seeing your logo. People want value, and people do not have patience. They want quick content, and that's where you need to use one of these 4 ways. In fact, I go on to say this, that the only 2 people excited on the planet about your company logo jumping and getting animated and coming along with music is firstly you, because you paid a lot of money for that animation, and secondly is the animator whom actually made that logo jump and bounce and dance. So don't waste your time on logo jumping. Especially for content on social media, people are not interested in that. You want to use logo animations, use them in professional video presentations that you create. But for social media and digital media content where you want the content to go viral, you need to use any of the 4 ways that I have taught you in this video. So I hope you now are equipped for the first 3 seconds of your video. If you are, turn to the person next to you and tell them, I know how to grab attention. Wonderful. Now once you've grabbed attention with the first 3 seconds, then the next part is to introduce yourself. Now this is where again I see people make a big mistake. When people want to introduce themselves, of course they love to introduce themselves and they go on to give a large bio about themselves. Now I want you to turn to the person next to you and tell them, nobody is interested in who you are. Accept the reality, don't get offended by it. Nobody is interested in who you are. So the simplest way to introduce yourself is actually using 1 sentence only. That's the golden rule, 1 sentence only. So if I'm doing a video and I'm using a simple direct way to open the video, here's how I would open the video. I would open the video saying, in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 3 things that you need to focus on to build a business which can grow without you. Now I need to introduce myself. So I would say, hi, my name is Rajiv Talreja. I'm the author of the international bestseller book, Lead or Bleed. Just 1 sentence. Hi, my name is Rajiv Talreja and I am the author of the book, Lead or Bleed. Just 1 sentence. Now I'm not going there and introducing myself as, hi, my name is Rajiv Talreja. I'm the author of the international bestseller book, Lead or Bleed. I'm also the founder of Quantum Leap Learning Solutions Private Limited, which is a training and coaching company. I'm also the founder of Dreamcraft Events and Entertainment, which is an event management company. I'm also the founder of Dreamcatcher Investments, which invests in startups and small businesses. And I am the team owner of the Karnataka Warriors team, which is a celebrity team of Kannada film stars who play badminton on a local television reality show. Now, if I introduce myself that way, can I tell you something? While I may be proud of my achievements, the person would have moved to the next video because he's not interested in who I am. So tell the person sitting next to you, 1 sentence introduction only. Thank you. So now I want you to think about it. You've learned how to open the video, 3 seconds. Then 1 sentence introduction, 1 second to 2 seconds maximum. So your 5 seconds are done. Then comes the next part of the video, which is called seeding. Everybody write this word. The word is seeding. Now the key in a video is this. While you're giving value and you're educating the viewer and you're giving them content that is interesting and not selling your services or product in that video, the key is to seed your products or services in the video in a subtle manner where people at least know what business you are in. Now how do you do this? Like I use the word, it has to be subtle. It has to be simple in a manner where you're not promoting or hard selling yourself, but you're just seeding that this is what you do. Now, the rule of seeding is that you need to seed your products or services within the first 6 seconds of the video. So you have 3 seconds to grab attention, 2 seconds to introduce yourself, and 1 second to seed a service. Now, let me show you a demonstration of the same. Let's start from the start. Okay? In this video, I'm going to talk to you about 3 things that you need to focus on to build a business which can grow without you. Hi, my name is Rajiv Talreja. I'm the author of the international bestseller book, Lead or Bleed. In a recent seminar of mine, an entrepreneur stood up and asked me this question. Now, the statement that I made is a seeding statement. When I said in a recent seminar of mine, an entrepreneur stood up and asked me this question, what I am doing is I'm actually seeding to the audience watching my video that I do seminars and entrepreneurs come to this seminar. So this is called seeding. I haven't spoken about anything else about my seminar. Or I could go to the extent of even doing something as simple as, in a recent program that I do, I had an entrepreneur stand up and ask me this question. So I'm seeding it. So each one of you can seed your products or services. Like I had a client who was into manufacturing of cranes for industries. So he said, in a recent project for crane manufacturing that we took up with a large construction company, he actually seeded his service. Okay? Or in a recent project where we were providing event management services for a 10,000 people event, a customer walked up to us and asked us this question. So this is called seeding, and you do this in the first 6 seconds. This just creates curiosity in people's mind to know more about what you do, and it also establishes what is it that you actually do. So I want you to take this template one step at a time. Everybody say, 3 seconds, grab attention. 2 seconds, introduce yourself, 1 sentence only. And then in the 6th second, seed your services or products. How many of you are seeing there's a structure to the madness? Absolutely there is. Now once you've seeded your products and services, the next section of the video or the blog article is where you give value. Now, when you're giving value, this is the part where you're teaching. The core message of the video comes now. So this is where you got to make sure that while you are giving out your message or your key content of the video, which is going to add value to people, you can do it in any of the following ways. 1, you can make it visual by holding a postcard which has the word written on it. 2, you can make sure that you are giving it in the format of bullet points. Okay, so like I said, in this video, I'm going to be talking to you about 3 things that you need to focus on to build a business which can grow without you. Hi, my name is Rajiv Talreja and I am the author of the international bestseller book, Lead or Bleed. In a recent seminar of mine, an entrepreneur stood up and he asked me this question, Rajiv, what should I do if I want to build a business which can grow without me? And my answer was that you need to focus on 3 things. Your money, your time, your effort, your thought needs to be focused on 3 things. The first thing is you need to focus on building a team. The second, you need to focus on building systems. The third is you need to focus on creating strategies. And only when you have team, system, and strategies, your business can start working without you. Now, are you seeing I have given value in a concise and specific manner, and I'm using bullet points or numbers so that people can break down the information as a structure. So either you use bullet points, or I could hold a small little card in my hand while doing the video saying the first thing is team. The second is systems. The third is strategy. And I could make it visual. So tell the person sitting next to you, give value by making it visual or by using bullet points. Or the third way is actually to say a story. Now this is where you could use an anecdote or a story which can grab people's attention, hold on to them in the video and give them the value and the message of what you want to communicate. Storytelling is an effective and powerful skill to have in video marketing. So either you make your content visual through holding placards, or you make it in bullet points, or you make it a story so that your message can go in a concise manner and in a specific manner. Now this is how you give value. And once you're done with giving value, one of the things you got to remember throughout the video is that you cannot be robotic. Now let me tell you one thing. Research on the internet has proven that people don't like to consume content that is robotic. What do I mean by content that is robotic? You know, sometimes we see these formal videos which look like well orchestrated, done in a studio where it is all scripted in a step-by-step manner, and the person in the way they are communicating is also too uptight and looks like he's too professional a communicator, which makes the person not trust the message. Imagine someone with a tie, with a jacket, okay, and saying, "Hi, my name is Rajiv Talreja. I'm going to teach you 3 things that you need to focus on to build a business which can grow without you." Now, if you look at this languaging, it sounds so robotic. It sounds stuck up. I don't like this person. He's too polished for me. People don't like robotic things. So please remember one thing. Stop being robotic. Stop trying to get it right and perfect. People don't like robotic content. On the other extreme, people don't like raw content as well. Now, what do I mean by raw content? I have seen some people make this classic mistake. They just go out, they turn their camera on, and they are in the middle of nowhere. There's too much sound around them, there's too many disturbances, their hand is shaking, the camera is shaking, so you can see the person's face sometime, and then suddenly you can see the floor, and then you don't want the person to be talking to you so casually by digging their nose in the video. Come on, that's too raw. The people can't handle that content as well. So the language, the tone, the presentation of the video cannot be too robotic, cannot be too raw. Tell the person sitting next to you, robotic does not work. Come on, say it. Robotic does not work. And tell them, raw does not work. Come on, say it. Raw does not work. What people like is the mix of robotic and raw, which makes the video real. So the key is to do videos in a manner where you're being real. Now say for example, right now I'm teaching you a structure. Grab attention in 3 seconds. Introduce yourself in 1 sentence. Seed within the 6 seconds. Then give value using pointers, bullets. Now I'm giving you a structure which is making you a little robotic. At the same time, be okay with being shabby, be okay with fumbling, mumbling. I do that so many times in my video and it's absolutely normal. And the reason you watch these videos is because you find me real. So the key is to have a template, have a structure, at the same time to be yourself. Because people like to connect with real people. And that's the key about video marketing. So tell the person sitting next to you, no robotic, no raw, be real. Now that's the key message. Be real. So here is the structure. So I'm going to give you pointers now to kind of summarize this entire structure of video marketing. Step 1, grab attention. So you know you have only 3 seconds for this. Step 2, introduce yourself. Now you know only 1 sentence. So you have 1 or 2 seconds for this. And then step 3, seed. Talk about your products or services in a recent project, or when I was talking to a recent customer who's a large infrastructure management company. So seed your products or service and your target customer. That's within the first 6 seconds. Then you give value, either using placards or telling a story or using bullet points. And throughout the video, make sure you are smiling. And I promise you, the first time you'll turn the camera on yourself, you will feel constipated. You will give this tight, uptight look, which is absolutely normal. You need to start getting comfortable with the camera. Fall in love with the lens. Keep looking at it like you looked at that first girl you had a crush on. Build your comfort. Smile with the camera. And your first few videos, you may have to do a few retakes just for you to set in that comfort of talking to the camera. But the key is to smile. In fact, videos where people don't smile, people don't watch them. How many of you like spending time with a depressed person? You don't like it, right? That's why you need to smile and give your energy to people in that video. And as you're smiling and giving value to people, in the process, you're giving them crisp pointers that they can take away as value for themselves and position you as an expert. So the next tip is to make sure that you smile, because that's when you look at your best. Okay, so make sure you smile. Now the next thing to do in a video before you conclude the video is to get them to continue the conversation. Make sure you write this point. Get them to continue the conversation. Now what do I mean by get them to continue the conversation? Now typically these videos that you're doing, you're going to be sharing it on social media platforms like YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, or you're going to use it to send it via WhatsApp or other chat messengers that you use on your mobile phone. Now the key is to continue engagement. So when you want people to continue the conversation, what you need to do is actually give them actionables. Like you can give them simple actionables like, hey, if you like the video, press the like button and show me some love. Now this is where you're getting them to continue the conversation. Or, hey, if you like the video, share it with people on your wall and continue to spread the message. Share if you care. So by asking them to share, you are getting them to continue the conversation. Or something as simple as, hey, I asked you this question of what are the challenges you face in the video. I want you to comment in the comment section below on what are the challenges, and let's see if we can continue this conversation. So get them to comment, get them to like, get them to share, or even better, get them to tag. If you find this video useful, I want you to tag at least 2 friends in the comment section below who you think this video can add value to. So basically you're getting them to take some kind of action. Or here's another one. If you like what I say in this video and you would like to talk about this further, drop me a message on my messenger inbox and we will continue this conversation and I can see how I can help you out with that. So either like, share, tag, comment, inbox, anything, but do just one thing. I don't want you to put a message saying, I want you to like this video, comment on the comment section below, share this with your friends, tag few of your friends and send me a message. Please trust me, people are not going to do so much. Get them to do one thing to continue the conversation. That in itself is magical and that in itself increases engagement. So that is an important part in your video once you've delivered your message. And after you've gotten them to continue the conversation, the last step is to close the video. Now, let me tell you this. Most people that I see videos of become nervous when it comes to this last step, because they've given such a valuable message through the video, they've added so much value to people that they want to close the video with a punch. How many of you have had this desire to close the video with a punch, like a quote or a line which is mind-boggling and gets people to go, wow? Yeah, we all have this desire, right? I'm going to give you the most powerful line to use to close your video. So are you ready to learn the most powerful line to use to close your video? If you are, then turn to the person next to you, give them a high five and say, I can't wait for this. Come on, do that. All right, so write this down. The most powerful line, come on, I'm going to dictate this to you. The most powerful line to close a video. The most powerful line to close a video. Now, put a hyphen and write this down, open quotes. See you in my next video. Write this down. See you in my next video. That's it. That's all that you have to do. Once you're done with asking them to continue the conversation, like for example, you say, okay, if you like what I shared in this video, please share this video with your friends and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. That's it. That's how you close the video with effortlessness and ease. Stop putting pressure on yourself. That's how simple this can be. And it can hook them to look forward to your further videos. That's the only line you got to say to close your video. See you in my next video. So, how many of you believe you've got a powerful structure to create a powerful video? Grab attention, introduce yourself, seed your services, give value, smile throughout, be real, okay? Get them to continue the conversation and then close by saying, see you in my next video. Now people ask me, what should be the length of a video? Ideally, anywhere between 45 seconds to 1.5 minutes, which is 90 seconds. Not more than that. People don't have that much patience online. So 45 seconds to 90 seconds to get your message, this is a powerful structure for you to use. So, how many of you now feel much stronger and much more equipped in creating a powerful and an effective video? If yes, raise your hands. Wonderful. Now you can use the same structure for writing your blog articles. Yes, the exact same structure. You open your article by grabbing attention with the first line, either direct or a question or shocking or humor. And then you introduce yourself in one line in your blog article. And then from there you seed your services in a recent workshop of mine, in a recent seminar, or in a recent project with a customer, or in a recent meeting with a customer. Just seed your service in that blog article, and then from there give pointers in the terms of bullet points, graphics, infographics, which people can read easily. Now you can't smile on a blog article, which I completely understand, but make sure that your language while you're writing it is happy and positive. People don't like to read negative stuff which is grumpy and upset. So make sure that you're writing happy content which is solution focused, while you're addressing the problems in the beginning of the video. The other thing for you to be aware to is even in a blog article, you can ask people to continue the conversation. You can ask them to tag, share, comment, ask you questions, send you an email, or opt into your newsletter list. And finally, you can close it by saying, see you in our next article. So you can use the same structure which you use for creating effective videos in writing effective blog articles. So how many of you now have the skill and the template ready for creating powerful videos which can go viral and creating effective articles which people will be interested in reading? This, I can tell you, is an extremely simple and powerful template which will make you a content marketing genius. So with that, we come to the skills of video and blog writing, and now I would like to give you more information and more technical tips for creating effective videos. So are you ready to learn some effective technical tips for creating videos that are engaging and can go viral? If yes, turn to the person next to you, give them a high five and say, I am ready. Wonderful. So here's the first technical tip for creating effective videos. Remember, when you're doing a video, it's important for you to look at the camera and not the screen, especially when you're doing the video in a selfie mode. Now let's just say I have this camera with me and I am doing this video, okay? I need to look at the camera which is on the left hand side and not at the screen. Often I see people make the mistake while they're doing a video is they're busy looking at the screen when they're doing it in the selfie mode, or when somebody is recording them, instead of looking at the camera, they're looking at the person standing in front and recording them. So tell the person looking at the screen, look at the camera. That's the first tip. That's when you're establishing eye contact with the audience. If not, it looks like you're looking elsewhere and you're doing the video. That's an important tip to keep in mind. The second technical tip for creating effective videos is make sure that the camera is at eye level. Now take for example, right now as I'm doing this video, there's a camera recording it and the camera is at my eye level. The camera shouldn't be too high or too low. And you know, sometimes on social media, I have seen people do videos holding their mobile phone and using their camera in weird angles. Like the scariest angle I have seen is where the camera is down below and they're looking at it like this. I promise you, you look ugly no matter how beautiful you are if you're looking down on the camera. It gives a very weird angle. So the second tip is to make sure that the camera is at the eye level. The third thing is to have a mic. Now it's proven that even if your video quality is not that great, people will watch the video as long as the sound quality is good. But if your sound quality is not that great and you may have great video quality, people will not watch it because sound is more disturbing than video. So make sure you have a mic. Now, I'm not asking you to invest in professional equipment. All I am saying is you could use the earplugs of your mobile phone as a mic, because that has a mic speaker as well. All you need to do is make sure you don't have the earplugs on. Just let the earplugs hanging, but the mic can be near your collar, and that is good enough to capture the audio in high quality levels. So make sure that you have a mic. Another thing for you to keep in mind while you're talking in a video is you talk to the audience. Don't get stuck in talking about the topic. Now, this is a slight distinction. This is an advanced level technical tip. How many of you have heard the radio? Have you ever heard a radio? Now, if you hear the radio jockey or the radio host is talking in an excited tone. And they're almost talking like the entire city is listening to them and the city is in front of them. But if you walk into a studio of a radio station, you will see that that person is probably alone in the studio with just mic and all sorts of sound equipment around them. But their energy does not reflect like they are alone. And they're not stuck about the topic. Their energy is extremely high. For example, you would not hear a radio jockey say something like, "Good morning, everybody. Right now I'm talking to you from Radio 104.5 FM and I'm going to be playing songs for you this morning." That's dead energy. Nobody wants to listen to that person. Okay? This is how a radio jockey would typically talk. "Hello, Bangalore City. Welcome to Radio 105.4 FM. I'm excited. I'm your host, Rajiv Talreja, and I'm going to play some amazing music with you as you're stuck in traffic. Don't worry. I am here to entertain you." Now, he's talking to people. It's like almost when someone's hearing him in the car, they feel like, okay, he's here with me. So your energy in a video has to be similar. You got to talk to the person. Don't get stuck in talking about the topic. Does that make sense? So remember, talk to is more powerful than talk about something. People like connection, and that's what you got to give them through your videos. And then comes the next technical tip. Are you ready? Continue making notes. The next technical tip, which I repeat myself, is to smile. Please smile. The only reason you're not smiling is you're not brushing your teeth every day. So make sure you smile. Check with the person next to you. Did you brush your teeth today? Make them smile. And you got to practice smiling on the video as well. People want to see a happy face, not an upset, dejected, depressed face. So make sure that you are smiling. And then comes the next tip. Very important. Use a tripod for stability of your video. Okay? Now, people like to see a stable frame. And I'd like all of you to search this product online. It's called the Gorilla Pod. Search it online. It's called the Gorilla Pod. You can buy it for as low as $11. Okay? Where you get a Gorilla Pod, which is nothing but a camera holder which you can use anywhere and everywhere. This is a patented product with some amazing technology where it can give you stability in any environment. I could tie it up with a curtain pole in my office and get it to focus the camera in a stable manner. Use a tripod or a Gorilla Pod to give that stability to your camera. You don't want to just do selfie-based videos where your hands are shaking, or get somebody to hold their phone and take your video where their hands are shaking. People like stable view. So these are just simple tips to enhance the technical quality of your video output. Make them high definition and make them look professional. So let's continue with some more tips. Let me give you some more tips. Always make sure that the light is favorable. What do I mean by that? Now, especially when you're doing videos outdoors or indoors, when you have light around you, you got to check the frame before you decide to do the video. Now, let's just say you do the video against the light, okay? So, which means that the light is behind the camera, which means the light is falling on you and then the camera is falling on you. That's ideal. But if you do it with the light, which means the light is there and you're doing the video in a manner where the camera is looking straight into the light, then you'll have a halo effect around you and you look dark like a shadow. So make sure that the light is not following into the camera but following behind the camera and coming towards you. Does that make sense? So check the light because you want to look nice and bright in any video. And finally, if you want to work on videos to take your videos to a professional level, use subtitling. Research has again proven that when you have the words flowing below, like you have in this video while I'm talking to you, when the words are coming below, you're not just seeing the video and listening to the audio, but your brain is also reading the content in the subtitles. And that's a great way of engaging people. That actually retains more people to watch the video till the end in comparison to a video without subtitles. So these are some technical tips that you can use to become a pro at video marketing. If you find this useful, turn to the person next to you, give them a high five and say, I love this stuff. Now to take your learning to the next level, I have more information on video marketing. So would you like to learn more? If yes, turn to the person next to you and say, I want more. Brilliant. So let me tell you something. One of the things about video marketing and the audience online is that they like variety. They don't want the same thing, same monotony, same approach to videos. So what I'm going to teach you next is what I call types of video marketing blogs or vlogs. So write the heading in your book, types of vlogs. Now these are different types of vlogs that you can use or create to engage your audience. The first one is teaching through the camera, which is what I gave you a template for, where you are grabbing attention, you are introducing yourself, seeding a service, and you're giving value, where you're teaching something to your audience. So that's the first type, which is called teaching through the camera. Then comes the second type of video, which is called capturing while in action. Now say for example, Vikas's example, which is in the water recycling business, what Vikas does is when he implements a new water treatment plant or a new water treatment system at a facility or a resort, he turns his camera on and does a live video where he shares with his audience, guys, I'm right now in Jain Farms. It's a huge resort. a 60-acre resort, and today we are here because we just installed this water treatment system. And he moves the camera and shows his audience the water treatment system, and he says, you know, this unit actually recycles 4,000 liters of water in a day. It's a phenomenal system. So he's showing people a video which is live in action, and it's interesting content. People want to know more. People are interested in seeing what's happening. So when you do live in action videos, that's another way of gaining traction online. So that's the second type of video. The first type is teaching to the camera, through the camera. The second time is capturing while in action. The third type of video is where you can do testimonials with your clients. Now, when you're in a meeting, you just delivered a project, your customer is happy, all you can do is request a customer and say, hey, listen, can we do a video where you're talking about our products and services? Just get your camera on and introduce yourself saying, hi guys, today I have with me a very, very special person, a very dear friend and a great customer to have. I have Mr. So-and-so, who's the HR head for so-and-so company, and I want him to share a couple of words of what is his experience of working with us, just for you guys to get a view of the kind of work that we do. And you move the camera towards them, and all they can say is introduce themselves, say something nice about you. That also becomes a type of video. So the key is to mix it up and give your audience variety. Don't use the same thing. Don't teach in all videos, don't preach in all videos. Use some live in action, use some testimonials from your clients. It just mixes things up and makes your audience want to continuously consume your content, because they want to know, hey, what is Rajiv up to? And they like what you do, so they are following you consistently. So the variety in the types of videos is very, very important. Now here's the fourth type of video that you could do. You could do an interview with any celebrity that you meet or bump into, or an interesting person that you meet. It's very, very simple. Like say for example, Rupa Ambekar, the salon and spa entrepreneur. When she got on to being on the jury of a national level beautician competition, the other jury members also were credible people from the industry. And one day before the competition, they had a dinner meetup for the jury. So they were all sitting around a beautiful round table in a plush 5-star restaurant. And what Rupa did was turned her camera on, and she went live and said, hi guys, here I am, one day before the big day of the India Skills Beautician competition. And like I told you through my previous post, that I am on the jury panel, and along with me on the jury panel we have some experts from all across the country with different areas of expertise. And she moved the camera to one of the experts and said, everybody say hello to Alka. Alka is, as you all know, the #1 skincare specialist in the country. Alka, would you like to give one tip to my audience who's watching this video? And Alka gave the content. She said, you know what, this summer, take care of your skin, make sure you're moisturizing your skin continuously, make sure you're drinking a lot of water so that you're glowing. Now, is that value to the user? Yes. Is that value to your audience? Yes. And are you creating that content? No. You have somebody who's an expert, so feel free to collaborate with experts and generate more content. You can go to the point of picking anything that you see interesting and creating content out of it. Like there was one particular point of time in one of my live programs in the city of Delhi in India. We had an 11-year-old boy who came into the program and attended the program. And I was quite intrigued because most of my audience is entrepreneurs. And here I had an 11-year-old boy who's sitting in the audience. So I got curious and I walked up to him during the first break and I asked him, what's your name? And he said, my name is Krish. I said, how old are you? He said, I'm 11 years old. I said, how come you've enrolled for this program? He said, I'm an entrepreneur. I provide digital marketing services. I was like, wow, that's fascinating. Most 11-year-old kids are worried about their homework in school. And here's an 11-year-old kid who's an entrepreneur. So I asked him a few questions and I realized he's not just an 11-year-old kid, but an extremely intelligent digital marketer. So I asked Krish, hey Krish, would you like to do a video along with me? I would love to do a video with you. He said, that would be great. I took him behind the stage in my green room and I got a team member of mine to shoot a video with Krish, which you can watch on my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/rajiv.talreja. And that video went viral. It went on to get 11,000 views. Why? Because I did a video with somebody who's interesting. So remember one thing, you don't have to create content. You just have to capture content from around you. The content is present everywhere. At every step there is content present. I recently saw someone from my group of entrepreneurs who's a sales coach He did a video with a street hawker, somebody who sells products on the street under traffic signal. He lowered his window, asked them a couple of questions, and then asked them, do you want to do a video with me? That person said yes. And in the local language, he did a video asking that person, what motivates you to sell? Doesn't it scare you that you're walking to strangers? And he spoke about fear of rejection, drawing that person as an example. So the content is available everywhere. You just need the eyes to see it. Does that make sense? So let's go back to our list. First type of video, teach to the camera or through the camera. Second type, capture live while in action. Third, get a testimonial video from your customer. Fourth, interview celebrities or interesting people. Fifth, animated videos, where you hire professional video makers to create animated videos to kind of describe a how-to tutorial for your products or services. Sixth type of video could be a video tutorial itself. If you have technical products that you need explainer videos of, then you use a tutorial video as a format. Seventh, behind the scenes. People love behind the scenes videos. So whatever you do, if you're in some kind of a B2C service where you are working on something, creating something, say you're a fashion designer and you're stitching clothing, go into your workshop and show people how it's done. That creates virality. Or just a video back at your office with your team saying, okay guys, you guys know about what we do, but here's a little behind the scenes, and you walk around your office with the camera on, introducing different people, what they do. People love behind the scenes stuff. When I do large format seminars with 1,000, 2,000 people, I love to go live from behind the scenes and show people what does it look like behind the scenes. How does the tension, the anticipation, the build up, all of it, how does that look behind the scenes? And I always see that these videos get really well consumed in terms of views. So behind the scenes is a great format of video making again. Another format is to do reviews. Okay. Now you can do a review of anything and relate it to your business. That is a great way of actually showcasing your expertise. Like you may have a movie that has released, and the movie talks about a great love story and how there is a father. This is typically how Bollywood movies are made. How there's a father who's against the love story. And you can talk about objection handling as a sales trainer by reviewing that movie on how the couple had to handle the objection of the father. So you review a movie, review a restaurant, review anything, review the clothes of a celebrity, and you relate it to your business. Reviews are for free. Anybody can have an opinion on the public platform today, as long as you're not being abusive. And that's my recommendation. Don't get abusive with anybody on the public platform. So reviews are a great way of doing videos, or webinars, like how we give you these structured webinar videos for you to watch one after the other. These are great ways of video marketing as well. And finally, you can do lifestyle videos. Apart from doing professional videos, people want to know who you are as a person. So when you're on a travel, on a vacation, turn the camera on, take a quick video, talk about the place, what's beautiful about the place that you're visiting, give value to people in that way. It just makes and mixes up the content and makes it more interesting. Or you're at a restaurant, people love videos around travel, food and culture. So do videos around travel, food and culture and mix it up with all the professional message that you're giving. Now what not to do is this. Let's just say you go to a scenic mountain. Don't just turn your camera on and say, hey guys, I want you to see this, and move the camera left and right and then shut the video. There's no engagement in that. Okay? You want to talk about it. You want to know a little about that place and then talk about it. Guys, I'm here in Kashmir. We are at point 0. This is the highest point in this valley. You can see fresh snow here, and you see the traffic here. They allow the traffic only in one direction every alternate day. So tell them something fascinating. Add value at the end of the day. Don't make it just a movement of camera, capture a scenery, and that's not a video. That's not something that people will engage with. So lifestyle videos are great to mix up with your business-based videos and to show people your personal side as well. And that's what people want to connect to. They want to connect with real people. So travel, food, culture, great videos to do. So I've given you different types of videos. How many of you feel much stronger, much more equipped, and feel already like a pro in video marketing? If you feel that, turn to the person next to you, give them a high five and say, I'm a pro now. Wonderful. Now that you have a complete list of different types of videos you could do, I want to gift you something with the email that's going to come along with this video. I want to gift you the different types of blogs. So there are 30 different types of blog articles that one could write. And you're going to find that list as an attachment in this video. So make sure you look out for that. It's a very simple, easy to understand list. Just use that list to come up with different types or styles of blogs that you could write and give interesting content and great variety to your audience online. So that's coming your way as a special gift from my side in the email along with this video. Now let's move further. A question that I'm often asked by people is, Rajiv, how do I increase my post reach? When I post a post on social media, be it a blog or a status message or a poster, how do I increase the reach of that? Are there ways to increase the reach of my posts? My answer is yes. So I'm going to give you 4 proven strategies for increasing your post reach. Are you ready? Okay. So make a note of these 4 strategies. Strategy number 1 to increase your post reach. Write this word. It's an amazing word. It's called beg people. Write it. Beg people. Now, what do I mean by beg? You got to have this group of friends or people in your network who you have a mutual agreement with that, hey, listen, when I post something, please share my post on your wall or your newsfeed, and when you post something, I will do the same for you. So you set up people who you believe have the same target audience as yours, or their network is filled with people who have your target audience. So begging is a proven formula. It costs you nothing. It's just mutual support. And in fact, you can do that with your other members in the MBA program in your business community, which we've created for you in your city, where you support each other online by sharing each other's videos. So begging is one way of increasing your post reach. The second way is tagging people. Now, what does tagging mean? A platform like Facebook gives you the permission, or even Instagram gives you the permission to tag other people. Now, whoever you tag on the post shows up on their news feed as long as they don't have privacy settings on. So when we are talking about tagging people, again, there's one important rule here. Make sure you have prior permission. Do not tag people without their permission. Then you are spamming them, you're troubling them, and instead of creating credibility, you're lowering your credibility. So tagging is another effective way where you can tag people who you believe have the network or the audience that you want your message to reach out to. Again, do this with prior permission. The third way of increasing your post reach is to add a call to action in your post and in your video or your article. Now, what do I mean by a call to action? Get people to do something. Get them to like, get them to share, get them to comment, get them to inbox you with a message, get them to click on a link to subscribe for something. Make them do at least and only one thing. This is called adding a call to action. Sometimes I've seen people put some great content, amazing content, but they don't have a call to action. So there's no instruction to the user or the audience of what they're supposed to do, and they just consume the content and move forward. That's a big mistake. So make sure you add a call to action. The fourth way of increasing your post reach is by boosting your post. Every social media platform today gives you the option of spending money on that platform and setting a targeted segment who you want your message to reach out to. So say for example, Facebook, when you post any message, has a button that says boost, which means when you click on that button, a form opens up where you can choose who are the people you want this message to reach to based on their age, their gender, their profession, their location. So you can micro target the content and go after the people who are your ideal customers, and you need to pay some money to Facebook, of course, in the bargain. So boosting is again a great way of increasing your post reach. So these are the 4 ways of increasing your post reach: begging, tagging, adding a call to action, and boosting. And I always recommend boosting once you have started putting content consistently. Don't boost your first video. Become consistent. Do a video weekly or do a blog article weekly, and then after 2 to 3 months of weekly posting, once you've achieved that level of consistency, that's when you start spending money to start boosting and making sure that your content reaches out to the larger mass audience. So I hope you've got a lot of valuable nuggets out of this video where we've spoken about how you create content for education and write powerful blog articles and create videos that can go viral. We've given you the types, we've given you the templates. Now it all boils down to you taking action. So before we close this video, I need you to watch the mail that has come to you with this video, read the instructions and take the action. And you all have an assignment. Do a video immediately. Now you've learnt it, but the real test is when you get in front of the camera. That's when your nervousness, your fears, all of that will show up. And I want you to break through that fear by doing that video. And before your next call with your coach, you should have shared at least 2 to 3 videos online and get your coach to review it. If you're not going to post a video online, we are not going to continue coaching you. Yes, I'm turning the heat on. I need you to get in front of the camera and break through that nervousness, break through that fear. All your doubts of who will watch the video, what will people say, everything will get shattered the moment you post that first video. So it's time to take action right now. This is Rajiv Talreja signing off. See you in my next video.